Hi guys, this is NHB, Crazy to Smart Work on Instagram, and today's tutorial is on my bud design. This one's a little bit different because you actually do the pattern and then you gather it up once you've finished it, which is like the right hand side here. This is actually just, it's not extra bands, it's actually gathering up the loops that are already there. It's not a difficult design to do. It's very straightforward, particularly if you have used my leaf stitch before, my much loved leaf stitch, because it's pretty much all leaf stitches. So I'll make sure you know how to do that first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to use opaques. This will work with any kind of band. I'm going to use the two colours like I have with this one. Now this is the original. This is my cheat. I did a piece, not a thing, but I did do one for my husband the next day, which was a full one. So this one was done with 600 bands, which worked really well. I haven't tried it with thicker bands. So it does work with opaques though. So you need two colours, and the first one will be the one that runs down the middle and that gets gathered up, and the other one will be the highlight colour, so that's like the colour of the flower bud. Alright, so we'll start with just your usual cut band and the leaf stitch. So a leaf stitch is, if you haven't done it before, you get one band on the end, lay another one over the top of it, go over that, pick that one up and bring it on there. So you end up with a single chain with a free loop on the end, and from the side it looks like a leaf and stem to me, so I end up calling it the leaf stitch. So you pull that one through and you're going to make 3 leaf stitches out of this colour. So make a second one, and that one will just go through one loop. So the single chains are kind of next to each other, and then the third one. Just through the one loop, like so. So that's like the making part, and now this one I think is like the gathering part. So again, we're going to use leaf stitch, but these ones are going to gather up more bands at a time. So this one is going to go through 2 of the green, 2 loops of the green. And then you'll see, because it's gone into the middle of that single chain, we're going to go into the middle of this single chain here. So you're gathering up 5 loops, including 2 green ones. So we'll grab this colour again, make a leaf stitch, and we're going to go, you can lift over or you can slide under, whichever your preference is, going through 5. And attaching, and then we grab the original colour and just one band slides through like so. So that's the pattern for the whole lot before we do the gathering. Right, so then we turn around. Alrighty, I'm using a new lovely iPad holder which my friend Aisha, I love loom, sent me, so getting used to that. Thank you, Okay, so we go back to exactly the same pattern. We do our leaf stitch and pull it through all of those, or both of those, and attach. Second leaf stitch just through that left one. Third leaf stitch just through the left one. Like so. Then you grab your other colour, leaf stitch, goes through 2, whoops, my fingers are slippery, like so, and then a leaf stitch going through 5, including 2 green, like so. And then pulling one, single band through. So it's kind of weird looking when you have it like this. But you can be gathering things up, so that'll pull it in, sort of like that. Turn it around again. And start all over. So 3 leaf stitches. One goes through single chain. And then the next 2 go through just the left-hand loop. Left-hand loop. Through the left-hand loop. Like so. Like that. Then you grab your other colour and do 2 more leaf stitches. There we go. That one goes through 2, reattach, and the next one goes through 5. 1, 2, 3, and 2 greens. There we go. And then you do, pardon me, then you do a single band through all of them to pull it together. And don't worry if it looks a little bit wonky like, because we have things to do after we've done this. You do need to make this longer than your wrist size, probably by about an extra third maybe, because these will get gathered in. So probably you want to make it about a third to half longer than your wrist to account for that gathering. I'm going to do a couple more. So leaf stitch, pull it through, leaf stitch, pull it through just that left one, and the third leaf stitch just through the left. Change colours, and then still going to do that leaf stitch again through 2, and then same colour through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should end up in the middle of that second single chain, like so, and then pull that through. All right, one last one. Swap colours. Now if you prefer with the leaf stitch, you can just put a band on like that and pull through another band and you get the same result. I just find that a little bit more awkward for me, but if you find that easier and that works for you, that's cool. Alrighty, so I'll just do a piece this long. You can continue until you've got the length that you need. So that's what you end up at this point. I'm just going to add an extra loop onto that and slip knot it off just to hang on to it. Okay, so now we have this part done. We need to look at which parts of the green bands we're going to be actually gathering up. So I'm trying to lay this out so that you can see the pattern clearly. When I was making this, I was looking at, I really need to gather up these bands that are kind of loose on the edge. So that's this one, and this one. So what I did is I actually gathered this, this, and this, and then I swapped across and gathered the opposite side, this, of the joining single band. So it's this loop, and this loop, and this loop, and then the opposite loop. Because since it's alternating, the next loops you're going to pick up will be this loop, and this loop, and then you'll take the opposite. Then you gather up this loop, this loop, this loop, and the opposite. This loop, this loop, this loop, and then the opposite. So it is a little hard to demonstrate because it's kind of floppy and it is in opaques. So hopefully if you lay yours out like I have mine, you'll be able to see that pattern, and you'll be able to see that it's these bottom loops that we want to be gathering up. This one, this one, this one, opposite in this, then this one, sorry, this one, opposite, this one, opposite. Alright, now I'm going to attempt to show you how to do that, but please forgive me, this is really quite a tricky one to actually show on camera. Particularly when I'm watching the screen, not my hands. Maybe I'll try and keep in the center of the screen and watch my hands instead. Okay, now what I do is actually use it more like a crochet hook, and I use it over the top, sort of an overhand. So go 1, 2, 3, like that, and then we go the opposite, hook it through. That's one section. Then we go to this second section. We're going to do this one, and this one. So it's 1, you can do it from the, actually I think I did it from the right. Just hold on, let's get that one back. Get the hook coming from the other angle. 1, 2, 3, and then the opposite. And then, sorry about the wobbling, and then from this angle again, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and grab the opposite side. And then grab 1, opposite side. And you should end up with a relatively straight line of gathers up there. So my last one, hopefully be able to see those 1, 2, 3. So 1. Looking at the screen, not my hands. Let me see what I can do. Running out of space. So 1. Hang on. It's not the one I want to gather. I want to gather this one. No wonder it won't work. 1, 2, 3. Remember, they're all the loops coming from the bottom. And get the opposite. And the actual tie-off is really simple because, pardon me, you only end up with a cap band at the bottom, and you'll end up with the single band at the top plus this gathered band. So you just, if I can get this undone, there we go. So you just use that extra band and pull that through the cap band. Pull that through the gathered one you've just done. And that's where you attach your C-clip. So on the opposite side, give it a bit of a tweak around, but you end up with this slightly puffy looking bud-shaped design. You do need to tweak it a little bit just to get it sitting the way you want it. Puff it up in the middle there a bit. Pop it out to whichever side you haven't gathered. And there you go. That would be the bud bracelet. Now, I'm really hoping that that hasn't been too entirely complicated for you. Give it a go. Please give me feedback, realising that this is actually just a tricky one to demonstrate. So thanks for watching, and I'll be doing lots more tutorials soon. I've been a bit slack. Things have been going on in my life, so I'll be getting back into it. So thanks for your patience. Catch you later, guys. Bye.